Hello, it's Martin from ELT Experiences, and today we're going to be looking at grammar books for the CELTA course. Okay, so the first book I recommend is Teaching English Grammar by Jim Scrivener. It's a brilliant book and it's fantastic, you know, really good. I said brilliant and fantastic. Anyway, so it's really good. You basically have different aspects of the grammar in the contents list. You go to one aspect, and here we've got prepositions of movement, and it gives you some ideas for how to introduce a language, various practice activities, concept questions which are great for the CELTA course, and some things to consider, some issues, problems that might arise with language learners. So definitely recommended, best book. But unfortunately, when I took my CELTA course, it wasn't around, and I had to learn pretty much by looking at other books. But fantastic for those that are training now. Okay, the second book that I recommend is Grammar for English Language Teachers. Okay, and this is written by Martin Parrott. Again, this is a great book, and it looks at the grammar of the English language and how it is impacted on the student. It's also very useful for teachers and looking at different things like that. Really useful, and one which was recommended whilst I was on the CELTA course and recommended for all trainees, and I think it is still nowadays. Anyway, next book. The next book I recommend, number 3, is Practical English Usage. And this is written by Swan, and it's really good. Really love it. I still refer to it today, and again it was recommended on my reading list on the CELTA course, and I think it is still now. It's got everything that you want to consider about practical English usage. I've used it recently with newspaper headlines, and it gave me so many ideas when I looked at the headline language and the definitions. And you know, all my trainees on the course, you know, we got the book and we basically looked into it, and the most popular one during the course was the use of swear language. Anyway, this is a great book. I highly recommend it, and you'll probably be recommended to get it whilst you're on the CELTA course as well. The next book, again, this wasn't around when I started the CELTA course, but I definitely recommend this one. It's English Grammar Today, and again, it's published by Cambridge University Press. It's co-authored basically. There's no author. Oh, yes, there are. There are authors. There's Carter, McCarthy, Mark, and O'Keefe. I think those are their surnames. It could be 2 people actually. Carter McCarthy and Mark O'Keefe. Oh well, it's co-authored, and what I like about this is all the grammar points are in alphabetical order. You can look at it, there's an index and a contents list, otherwise you just scroll through and go, I want to have a look at conjunctions, and there you go, you can find it pretty easily. What I like about this book as well is you've got basically the structures of the grammar in here, and then you've got a workbook as well which accompanies it, and it's mainly focused for learners, ideally intermediate to upper intermediate, CF levels B1, B2, and again it covers every aspect which was in the previous book, and it gives you some inspiration on what to do and how to consolidate and review language in the lesson and make up your own activities and worksheets. The last book that I recommend, and this one was you know, probably around when I started, but when I started the CELTA course, this one I recommend is for getting ideas on what to do in lessons just very quickly. It's really useful, definitely recommend it, and it's 700 Classroom Activities, written by Seymour and Popova, and it's really useful. What I like about this is it breaks down grammar activities, down to more general topics, and it gives you some ideas, much like the first book that we looked at, about how to practice particular areas of grammar. And it gives you very short snippets of information and staging of lessons, and it's really, really useful. It would have been really useful during my CELTA course, and I definitely recommend it as well. Anyway, so that's all we got time for. Those were my 5 grammar books that I recommend for any trainees going on to the CELTA course. What are your favourite 5 grammar books that you think are useful? And if you're a teacher now, what grammar books did you use whilst you were on the CELTA course? Again, if you've got any questions, leave a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.